The following is an addendum to this vort, the Simchas, because we didn't realize how long it was, and so I'd announced that that was the final video. So that was the first three were final, and this is an addendum in which I'll just go over the fifth point of the Sikha, and where he says, one may ask the following question about the above story concerning the Alter Rebbe. Meaning the story was that there was a war between Napoleon, and he wanted to conquer Russia. They were divided. The tzaddikim were divided. The leaders were divided, where the Maggid of Atzeres said it would be better for the Napoleon to win because he was better to the Jews, whereas the Alter Rebbe said that it's true that Napoleon is better to the Jews, but in the end, it's better that Alexander will win. So they had it was the disciples of the Maggid. I don't know for sure if it was the Maggid, but Mizrich. But anyway, so in the end, the Rebbe won out, which it seems to be that was the will of heaven. So he says, one may ask the following question, the above question about the story, about the Alter Rebbe. Since the story concerns true Torah greats, what relevance can it have to him? He cannot compare to them, and what can he learn from regarding this personal service to God? Moreover, he has no association with the quarrels between nations, and therefore, what can he do about it? Basically, in this part of the Sikha, he's saying, what can the simple Yid, a simple Jew, do with this? Nations and tzaddikim are praying, doing spiritual warfare. So he says the answer to this question is provided by the first Rashi in the Torah, which states, Rabbi Yitzchak said, the Torah, whose main object is to teach commandments, should have commenced from the verse in Shmos 12:2, this month shall be unto you the first of months, which is the first commandment given to Israel. Why then does it commence the account of Bereshis? Because the concept expressed in the text, he declared to his people the power of his works. He gave an account of the work of creation in order to give him the heritage of nations. For should the nations of the world say to Israel, you are robbers, because you took by force the lands of the seven nations, Israel will reply to them, the whole earth belongs to the Holy One, blessed be He. He created it and gave it to whom He pleased. Of His own He gave it to them, and of His own He took it from them and gave it to us. Rashi, in addressing his comment to a 5-year-old who is beginning to learn Chumash, the child complains that the non-Jews disturb him from his Torah study and performance of mitzvos, either by telling him to abandon his studies and play with them, or by calling him a robber. What, asks the child, should I do to get rid of them? One cannot flee the exile, for as the previous Rebbe said, it was not of our will that we were exiled from Eretz Yisrael, and it is not with our strength that we will return to Eretz Yisrael. One can live as a hermit in one's house until the non-Jew breaks down the door and yells robber at him. Furthermore, he says, the very fact that he lives in a physical world and must eat and drink disturbs his concentration on Torah study and fulfillment of mitzvos. One must work in the world to obtain food, for example, and yet simultaneously one must bless and recognize God for that food. Is this not a paradox? Rashi's answer is that he declared to his people the power of his works in order to give them the heritage of the nations. It is a fact, Rashi tells the child and every Jew, that you live in a world that is peopled by non-Jews. You can't escape it. On the other hand, you need not fear, for you have the power to influence the entire world. He declared to his people the power of his works. Moreover, says Rashi, God's account of his work is so important, so that a Jew should know he need not fear anything in the world, that the entire Torah begins with the account of creation. When, therefore, a Jew is confronted by the accusation that he is a robber, he answers, the whole earth belongs to the Holy One, blessed be He. He created it and gave it to whom He pleased. Of his own will, he gave it to them, and of his own will, he took it from them and gave it to us. Such a retort leaves the accuser in the position of owing an answer to the Jew. In addition, not only need a Jew not be influenced by the world, but merely by engaging in Torah, a Jew automatically influences the world. We can go a little deeper. Because the Torah teaches a Jew at the very start of the Torah, before teaching about mitzvos, that he can influence the entire world, it follows that this knowledge affects the way Torah and mitzvos is fulfilled. They must be joyously fulfilled with the knowledge that a Jew thereby affects the whole world. For such an effect, as noted above, is produced automatically. Although Torah and mitzvah should be performed because they are God's commandments, nevertheless, one should also have in mind that he thereby influences the world. This is the meaning of the Rambam's ruling that when a Jew does a mitzvah, he tilts himself and the whole world to the meritorious side, l'kav zchus, and causes redemption and salvation for himself and for them. Now we can understand how a Jew can relate to the Alter Rebbe's conduct in regard to quarreling nations. Every Jew can affect the entire world, transforming its evil elements into good. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a joyous Yom Tov of Shmini Atzeres and Simchas Torah.